So I'm gonna be honest here. This is my second time recording this shit, and yeah, cause like I kind of messed up on the first one, so now I'm just like, fuck. Now I gotta record it again. So yeah, today we're gonna be here with a deck profile for Branded BYSTIAL's post full-time Hypernova. This deck gets so much crazier than before, cause I actually like the way like how different you can play it now. Not with just like, oh, Oliver, search, Branded Fusion, activate it, yada yada yada. Freaking just end on Mirror Jade. Now you could just do so much more. So let's just get right into it, and I'll be showing a combo at the end, obviously. We're gonna start with 3 Oliver, obviously, because it searches your Branded Fusion. That's all it's really worth. It also has another kind of good effect that it can target one of your opponent's monsters to special summon it itself and negate its effects, which is, it can come up sometimes. Tragedy, obviously when it's sent to the graveyard or it's banished, it gets to search you a Despia monster, and if this is still in the graveyard, you get to banish it and set a Branded spell or trap, which is can also be relevant. And one ad lib, this revives one of your Despia monsters or level 8 or higher fusion monsters from your deck or banished. It's on field effect. It's really not gonna come up as much, so there's no point. This Dramaturge, I personally run it because like it's a negate and I like it, and plus it's a beat stick too. But some people, if you wanna play it, go ahead. If you don't, you can straight up just cut it down, because this is a 42 card deck, so if you want to cut it down to like 40, this is one of the cards that you can cut out. For the other cards, obviously Fallen Albaz, because you can't play the deck without it. Sorry for that. Cortesia might bump this up to 2, but it's searchable off Branded Lost and Mercurier. But people won't play this at 3 or sometimes 2, but people mainly play at 3. I mainly play it as 1. I might bump it up to 2 just to see how I feel about it. But this card is very good now, and it's playable a lot due to the new fusion that came out, which y'all will see later. So this specials herself if Fallen Albaz is on the field or in grave, and it has the effect to fuse, obviously, from hand or field. And if a fusion monster was sent to the graveyard this turn, you get to add it back to your hand from the graveyard. Shadow Dragon, it dumps you a Branded spell or trap. That's all it's really good for. Mercurier, I'm planning to bump this up to 2, because for one combo, you're gonna banish it off, and you have no way to retrieve it. So playing it at 2 would be probably the best. I just couldn't find the second one. So if you want to cut the Dramaturge and put a second Mercurier, you can, because it's very good to like search a hand trap through your opponent's turn if you have lost. Now for the BCO package, we're not running as much. We're just playing 2 Lebellion because it's obviously you want to search this guy. I might bump this up to 3 just to search him and so I can see it more. But Serenir is literally the best Bestial monster because it dumps you a Branded spell or trap. 2 Magnemite and 1 Druid's Worm and 1 Baldrake. This card is so cracked. Baldrake is such a good card. I would never cut it because it literally helps with your Cashier matchup too. Sometimes, not always, but y'all should know what I mean, because this banishes I believe a special summon monster from the extra deck. Oh no, Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, and or Link monster, but you have to tribute a light or dark monster, which is not that bad. So yeah, people might want to cut this, but personally I don't, because I still find this like engine very good, because it can help you, like, I guess, make your board a little bit more good than it already is. And plus, if you discard this, you literally go +2 no matter what. You discard this, you go +2 instantly. And you don't have to like sacrifice a card that you want to keep in hand, to be honest. So now for spells and traps, obviously 3 Brand Infusion, you dump the materials from deck to grave, or from field or hand, obviously as well. Branded Opening. The card that specials you a Despia or adds you it to hand. But mostly you're gonna summon Alibur off it. And in case y'all don't remember the other effect, it literally just protects your fusion monsters from destruction, which is very relevant. 2 Branded White, target a Fallen Albaz or Despia monster in your graveyard and adds it to hand. Then you can fusion summon, so it's optional. Branded White is the new card that we're gonna play, because you literally dump it off Shrouded or Serenir, because you also play Retribution now, because you can just add it back to your hand. Regain, because you get special Bestial from your graveyard, and this also shuffles back a lighter dark that gets banished to draw your card. Lost, obviously, because you can search off the monsters that mention Fallen Albaz or Fallen Albaz itself. And 1 Foolish Barrier to dump your Tragedy or Serenir or Shrouded. And for the traps, obviously Branded Beast, because this pops you a card. Branded Banishment, special targets a Despia or level 8 or higher fusion monster, special it back, and then you get to banish to fuse. And Retribution, this is only mainly here to dump it off Serenir or Shrouded, to banish itself to add you the Branded and White in hand. That's all it's mainly there for. Honestly, I've never used Retribution on field, because it didn't seem relevant to me, at least. Garura, just because I'm citing Super Poly and along with Predator Plant. Sometimes you can end on like that at the part of your combo, so you can end on like Striking, Mirror Jade, and this, and a pop if you get lucky. Chimera, obviously you still want to play that because it's a pop 2 or pop 1, draw 2 or draw 1, depending on what you use. Masquerade, obviously, because it's burn. Quertus, because it's Quertus, and it lowers your opponent's monsters to 0. It lowers all the monsters to 0 if they aren't level 8 or higher. Fusion monsters. 1 Lubellion, because you're gonna shuffle itself back when you use it. 2 Elvion. The new fusion, Gragonol, the Dust Dragon. This is where you're gonna dub off your Serenir or your Shrouded with this, or if you already like did all that, you could just dump an Elvion to the deck or Lubellion. So that way you have something engraved as well. 1 Titaniclad, 1 Obolonatus. These are all just things that you can just dump off Mirror Jade, because most of the time you're not gonna summon these. Sometimes I've summoned Titaniclad, sometimes I didn't, so it's just there. This is the card that you're mainly gonna summon off next to the combos. The Striking Dragon, literally a negate, bounce back as well, a monster bounce, and this can special summon the Fallen Albaz from grave if your opponent, I believe, it's just during the opponent's turn. Your opponent doesn't have to do anything, so you can just special summon the Fallen Albaz from your grave. And then 2 Mirror Jade. Now I'm gonna show you all a combo. Yeah, I'm just gonna show you all a combo. I don't know why I stuck there. We're gonna start off with the most obvious one, which is gonna be Aliver, search, branded fusion, and now let me move this back so that way I can get more. So now you're gonna activate branded fusion, dumping the Lobelion, dumping the Elbaz, summoning the Albion, and now Albion is gonna trigger banishing the Elbaz, banishing the Aliber to make Lobelion, and now Lobelion, you're gonna discard the one random card in your hand. Now you're gonna shuffle back the Albion, the Albion and the Elbaz to make Mirror Jade. This is just the basic stuff for people who want to get to playing branded if they pick up the stuff. And now you're gonna attribute the Albion to summon the Lobelion, and you're gonna activate Lobelion to activate Branded Beast. Sure, it isn't a strong board because obviously you need more cards to be good, but this is just like the most basic combo line if you're barely playing branded. But let me go on to the next one. Now this is gonna be with Aliber and BYSTIAL and a discard. So you're gonna activate Aliver, search branded fusion. You're gonna pitch Lobelion, search Serenir. Now you're gonna activate the branded fusion, dumping Mercurier and Elbaz to summon the new one, obviously, Striking Dragon. And now you're gonna activate Serenir, targeting the Mercurier to special it, and now Mercurier is gonna trigger searching PHHY. And now you're gonna tribute the Serenir to special Lobelion. And now Serenir will trigger dumping you a branded spell or trap, which can be either branded in white or retribution. Mostly I like to get retribution out of the way. And now you're gonna activate Blazing Cretaceous since Elbaz is in grave to special herself, and you're gonna activate her other effect to fuse. So now you're gonna fuse that into the other new fusion, which is the Dust Dragon. Now Dust Dragon is gonna dump obviously the Shrouded, and now Shrouded is gonna dump Branded in white to put itself at the bottom. Now you're gonna banish Retribution, add Branded in white. You're gonna activate Branded in white, banish Elbaz and Serenir to fuse into the Lobelion, right? I'd be forgetting their names sometimes. Lobelion, then you're gonna pitch the random discard to shuffle back the Elbaz and the Lobelion to make Mirror Jade. And now you're gonna activate Mirror Jade to try banish. So you're gonna dump the Albion. Whoops, I'm so sorry that it's so blurry. Jesus Christ. Let me move it up a bit. The Albion. And now you're gonna activate Lobelion to activate Branded Beast from deck. And now you're obviously gonna add back the Cretaceous since a fusion monster was sent there this turn, and Albion is gonna set you a Branded Banishment. So you're ending off on a pop, a banish, a negate, and another form of interruption. You could just Aliber summon back, and then if your opponent has like two monsters with the same type and attribute, you banish those and you summon the Garura. Or if they have a light or dark, you could just fuse it off with the Aliber. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.